A massive entity, just sold off a crap ton of Ethereum. What does that mean? Should you be worrying about this? Plus, I have a really interesting take on Justin Sun's rug pull. Yeah, the founder of Tron just got rugged. I'm gonna cover that. But first, we have US unemployment rate rises to 4.3%, the highest since October 2021. Now, for those of you that want rate cuts, well, your luck is here. All right, so we have us at Crypto Tips. Non-farm payrolls, 22,000 versus 73,000 previous. 75,000 was expected. So the rate cut is pretty much confirmed. The labor market is on its knees. That is an understatement, guys. The labor market is hurting so bad right now. And when they do this, when they cut interest rates, it's going to get much, much worse. Here we go. So mark my words, you will see 10% unemployment rate in the near future. You are not ready for what AI's about to do to unemployment. Now, this is not just AI, but this is also tariffs as well, which is a hidden tax, as well as inflation because they're printing so much currency. I'm gonna cover that in a second. Check this out. So searches for bankruptcy lawyers on Google Trends are spiking in the United States. Check this chart out. Here you go. Why is this happening? Because you're not winning, guys. The labor market's not winning. Middle class is dying off in the United States. That is a guarantee what's happening right now. I'm just presenting the facts, okay? Now, here's some funny stuff for you. Eric Trump says, crypto is growing faster than the internet. Of course it's growing faster than the internet. Not everybody had the internet when the internet first came out. Pretty much everyone in the world has the internet now. So that is why crypto is growing much faster than the internet itself, which took years and years and years for people to have the infrastructure to go ahead and have internet. It's common sense. But here we go. US debt projected to hit $150 trillion in 30 years, says this, the CBO. Check this chart out. Guys, that's gonna happen sooner than 30 years from now, okay? Because we are on an exponential chart right now of debt. It's exploding higher. And the more debt that they pile on, the faster that debt number is going to rise. So there's no getting away from this. Nothing. You can't vote your way out of this. You really just need to protect yourself with Bitcoin, gold, silver, whatever, anything that has a limited supply, okay? Unlike the US dollar. Now here we go. US credit card debt 3 years ago was $0.88 trillion. Now it's $1.21 trillion. That number is not going down, okay? People are gonna be poor. That means they're gonna have to get into more and more debt. And that is unfortunately what is happening right now. You're gonna see that number creep up and up and up. And that number also is going to go up exponentially. It's going to follow the debt number essentially. And that's really sad, especially for the middle class and poor people. Like they're gonna suffer big time because they don't have inflation hedges like many of us do, and like what I'm teaching right now. Okay, so now here, check this out. A big entity just sold off 72,124 ETH, worth $311.6 million. Now, guess who that was? BlackRock. Why am I covering that? This is really important, guys, because they're gonna sell off Bitcoin and Ethereum. They'll buy Bitcoin and Ethereum. They're not in it as a hedge against inflation, all right? They are the inflation makers, essentially. These guys own a large part of the Federal Reserve. I think it's State Street, BlackRock, and Vanguard. They own shares in the Federal Reserve, I think up to about 21% of the shares of the Federal Reserve. You're not gonna learn that in school. So yeah, they don't give a crap of what is happening right now. And don't worry either, because we're still in a bull market, okay? If you're worried or whatever, we are still in a bull market. This is not how bull markets end, okay? Now let's go on to World Liberty Financial, who blacklisted Justin Sun's address for transferring $9 million worth of WLFI token. Here we go. So Justin Sun says the WLFI unfairly froze his tokens. Now let's go over to Heidi's Twitter. What happened to Justin Sun is a great example of what will happen to everyone using CBDCs. everyone, okay? So you guys are super excited about stablecoin regulations. This is just a sweet little taste for those of you that love regulation and stablecoins. This is what's going to happen to you. You may hate me for saying that, and they're going to regulate you right out of crypto. Guaranteed. Now, with that said, you can check out learningcrypto.com if you want to educate yourself on what is actually happening in the world so that you can prepare for this absolute financial train wreck that is happening right now. You can find out when we're buying, when we're selling, and when we are going to buy the crud out of the next bear market, because it's coming, because I just showed you that BlackRock is selling coins and buying coins and selling coins. They're not married to anything, okay? They're married to the Federal Reserve. Talk to you guys soon.